Are you in a case where you think that you might have an uncontested divorce or custody case? My name is Carl Birkhead. I'm an attorney with Wirth Law Office. I've been doing this family law for about 7 years, and I want to help you make law easy by describing to you kind of what it looks like to do an uncontested divorce or custody case. I just had this come up this week. My client came to the office, got all of his information, we're ready to file the paperwork, get the case going, and 2 days later he calls and says that he's reached an agreement with the other side, which is fantastic. He says that they sat down, they hashed it all out, they wrote it all out. He wants to bring her with him to the office next week so that way we can go over the paperwork. Everything was great up until that point. I love when my clients reach an agreement. I tell every one of my clients, it is better that you enter an order that you've negotiated and agreed to yourself, where you had one hand on the steering wheel, instead of having been stuck with an order that a judge just shoved down your throat, regardless of what your preference was. I'm all for negotiating an agreed settlement. That's beautiful, but I'm also for protecting my clients. And so I had to tell my client, listen, you can't bring the other side with you. Why? Here's why. Because this thing called attorney-client confidentiality, it only works if it's just the attorney and the client. Sometimes in my meeting I'll have my paralegal or someone in staff in with me taking notes. But confidentiality covers myself and everyone in the office. It doesn't cover anyone that you bring in. It doesn't cover if you bring in the other party. It doesn't cover if you bring in your mama, your best friend, your preacher. That kills confidentiality. More importantly, though, in this particular instance, if you're going to bring the other party in here, let's say the three of us sit down. It's me, you, the opposing party. We start going over the terms of the agreement. I start answering questions. The other side starts having questions. I answer them. Inadvertently, I'm going to end up giving legal advice to the other side. It's a huge risk. Even if I don't actually overtly give legal advice, even if I'm giving something that I'm just telling my client, but the other party hears it and relies upon that advice that they've heard from me, that creates an attorney-client relationship between me and someone that I never should have or wanted to have an attorney-client relationship with. Now, what's the problem with that? The problem is that as much as I love an agreed resolution, I love when parties are getting along, I cannot just assume that you're always going to be getting along forever. And if I've created an attorney-client relationship with the other side, then when you guys don't get along anymore, I cannot help you with your case. I'm conflicted out of it because there's now a relationship with you and a relationship with them. I can't be that lawyer anymore. I love when clients come to an agreement on their own. It makes me so happy, but my job is always going to be protect you first and foremost, even sometimes if that means that I can't meet with everyone that you want me to meet with. In this particular situation, if you've got an agreement with your significant other or soon-to-be ex-significant other to try to resolve these issues, that's great. Just keep the communication between yourself and your attorney. If you have any other questions or you think that you might have an uncontested divorce or custody case that you want to chat about, please feel free to give us a call. My name is Carl Birkhead. I'm with Wirth Law Office. Thank you.